Hi. Welcome back. Lesson 2.2, the 80-20 Rule, Pareto Principle. Lesson Objective. By the end of this lesson, learners will understand the 80-20 rule and its origins. Identify the 20% of activities that create 80% of their results. Learn how to apply the principle in personal growth, career, and relationships. Practice prioritizing tasks for maximum productivity. Class breakdown. Warm up, a quick story. In the early 1900s, an Italian economist named Vilfredo Pareto noticed something strange. 20% of the pea pods in his garden produced 80% of the peas. Later, he realized this pattern applied everywhere, in wealth, productivity, and success. Today, we call it the 80-20 rule. Transition. What if just 20% of your actions are creating 80% of your progress, and the rest is holding you back? Teaching segment, what the 80-20 rule means. Definition. The Pareto principle states that 80% of results come from 20% of efforts. Examples. In business, 20% of customers generate 80% of profits. In studies, 20% of study topics often account for 80% of the exam questions. In time use, 20% of your daily tasks produce 80% of your achievements. Illustration idea. Draw two pie charts on a board. One labeled effort distribution, many tasks. One labeled results distribution, few tasks produce most results. Quote. Focus on being productive instead of busy, Tim Ferriss. Activity, finding your 20%. Step 1, reflection. List all the key activities you did in the last week. Circle the top 3 to 4 that gave the biggest results or progress. Those are likely their 20% activities. Step 2, discussion. Share one 20% activity and explain why it mattered most. Examples. Networking call that led to a new opportunity. Finishing one big project instead of many small tasks. Reading 10 pages of a useful book daily. Teaching segment, applying the rule in daily life. Personal growth. Focus on the few habits, e.g. exercise, journaling, reading, that give maximum results. Career. Identify the top projects that drive recognition, income, or advancement. Relationships. Invest deeply in the 20% of relationships that bring you joy, support, and growth. Practical tools. Eisenhower matrix. Classify tasks by urgency and importance. Time blocking. Give more time to your 20% tasks. Weekly review. Reflect on what actions gave the highest ROI. Activity, the 80-20 task reorder. Instructions. Write down today's to-do list. Rank each task from 1 to 5 based on impact, 5 equals highest impact. Circle the top 20% tasks. Reorder your to-do list to focus on these first. Discussion. How would your day look if you only did those top 20% tasks? Key takeaways. Not all work is equal. Some tasks are far more impactful. Identifying and focusing on your vital few creates exponential progress. The Pareto principle is not about doing more, but doing what matters most. Quote for reflection. Most of what exists in the universe, our actions, our ideas, our emotions, our conversations, our products, is unimportant. Only a few things work and have an impact. Richard Koch, author of the 80-20 principle. Homework assignment. For the next 3 days, write down your daily activities. At the end of each day, highlight the 20% of tasks that produced the biggest progress. Thank you for listening. See you in the next class.